A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Tuesday edition of the show from the city of Lagos. I'm Yemi Adebayo.
Always a delight to have you join us to talk sports in London. I'm Austin Okorakpan.
All right, a lot to talk about on the show tonight, as always. A lot of this happening in the world of sports, fast-paced, money-spinning world of sport, as we call it. As we speak, UEFA Champions League getting all stoking. Manchester United started well under Michael Carrick. We talk about that as we move on. Of course, there's going to be a slice of boxing on the show. I won't let the cat out of the bag just yet. We have something special lined up. Some boxers of Nigerian descent doing great things in the United Kingdom. We'll talk about it as we move on the show. And of course, we'll talk about the UEFA Champions League. We'll also talk about basketball on the show tonight.
There is so much going down in our world of sports. Yes, you talk about the UEFA Champions League. That's when we get us talking big time on the show tonight. We'll also take a look at international boxing, particularly from the British point of view. We've got loads of talented Nigerian boxers with Nigerian descent, as you mentioned. And last week, Saturday, they were on the menu, giving us some fantastic boxing. A new British, light heavyweight champion is of Nigerian heritage. There's also Mikel Lawal, who is a fantastic contender in the cruiserweight division. He's of Nigerian heritage. We had Richard Ripo on the show this morning, proudly, Delta, and he said it that, look, he's representing the Robo people, So it was a good one, to witness that boxing. And we'll talk about it on the show tonight, just so we can let persons back home understand that we need to start building from home. That's where we need to get the foundation so that these guys can bring their expertise, just like Kamaru Usman mentioned to us last week, and then we'll get a holistic development.
Yeah, hopefully that will be the case. All right, let me quickly introduce our guest from the Lagos studio before we get on with the rest of the things. Ben Efe joins us tonight. Ben, greetings to you. Thanks for finding out time to be with us on the show.
Very good evening, and it's my first time of coming here in the evening time, and it's very good to be here.
All right. Yeah. Apparently, that's going to be my first time with you on the night show as well. All right. But today you're here because we want to talk about marathon, half marathon, long distance races, and the improvements we're beginning to see in the culture of marathon in Nigeria. We're speaking ahead of the Warri Effurun marathon race. But before we get to that, what are the things that you've seen that has given you hope that Nigerians are beginning to take to middle and long distance races?
Oh, well, first of all, you have the competitions there now on the ground. When you go around Nigeria, Lagos, Abeokuta, Warri, like we're having this weekend, Ibadan, Calabar, you have road races
recently
everywhere.
Abeokuta.
Exactly. Abeokuta was last week. So you have road races everywhere, almost in Nigeria, and it's a good thing for all the runners. And it's a bonus for them, but that's not it. We are looking for performances. We are looking for people who are going to give us world standard times.
Rival the East Africans.
Exactly. So, in fact, that's why at the Effurun Marathon, they've looked at it, they said, look, this is just going to be the last time we're doing a 10-kilometer race. Next year it's going to be 21 kilometers because they want to challenge the Nigerian runners to bring the very best out of them. Don't just come and be running to make money. Go and develop yourself and earn more money. You can go abroad and run with the Ethiopians, the Kenyans, and earn more than $100,000, and that's big money for you. So it's a good thing we're having the races all over Nigeria.
All right. Austin will join in as we go on, but let me ask you this before. I'm very sure Austin has a thing or two to ask you about this as well. From next year, the distance is going to be longer. But for this year, what are some of the things that are different that the organizers are looking at?
Actually, we wanted to do the 21-kilometer race this year, but because of the COVID disruptions here and there, so that's why they say, okay, let's stick to the 10-kilometer race.
So we can observe.
Yes, and again, they also increased the prize money. Before it was just like 200,000, but now it's 1 million.
Okay.
No.
The I mean, Nigerians seem to do well in all of those, you know, races that the foreigners are not, you know. So when we now we increase the length, do you think Nigerians will do well when these other East Africans come?
It's a challenge for them, like I said earlier on. You know, because all around the world, you always have 41 kilometer run, 21 kilometer run. It's only in Nigeria I see that we'll be doing 10 kilometer races. So by the time you have more tougher challenge, apart from the Lagos Marathon, which is 41 kilometers, and you can just see what our athletes are doing. They don't even come in the top 10 of the elites, world elite. So this is just to build them up, build more strength, and build more endurance. And that's now, it's a challenge to all the local coaches as well. It's not just bringing athletes to earn the prize money, go home, share the money. You have to go back and start building up programs that you can develop to make sure that your athletes, they come up with world standard performances.
All right, so let me bring in Austin. I'm very sure he's listening with keen attention to what Ben Ife has been saying as well. So, Austin, the floor is yours. We're talking about marathon, the case in point, Warri Effurun marathon coming up in a few daars' time.
Yeah, Ben, it's good to have you on the show.
Yeah,
and you know, for
nice
me,
you.
The word peace, you know, goes a long way. And sport for peace and development has been used as a tool to, you know, build communities together. So let's look beyond competing and winning, because we know these East Africans will come and then they will dominate for the host community. What are the benefits of hosting this sort of marathon?
Well, like I said earlier on, it is for the development of our local athletes. And of course, number two, when we're talking about the Warri Effurun Peace Marathon, the whole idea was to bring communities together in the Niger Delta. But when we did the first edition, you had athletes from all over Nigeria get crashing into it. That was why it has now been extended to everyone to participate. Like I said, it was meant to bring together communities so that everybody will have a good and cordial relationship with each other, avoid violence, live together in peace and harmony. You know, in the Niger Delta, a whole lot of people have been at loggerheads with each other, but now with this marathon, people have something to do for themselves. They look forward to the marathon to participate in. Apart from that, they also come out for keep fit. In fact, on Saturday, a whole lot of people will come out in Warri and enjoy the race and feel good about it.
Yeah, Ben, you know, COVID-19 came with, you know, loads of lessons. You know, first this marathon to go on a break. I'm glad it's coming back now.
Yes.
What are the things that we'll do differently, knowing that there's still COVID and then persons expecting some level of improvement? Because I mean, we were on a break and now it's coming back.
Of course, the race will be conducted with COVID-19 protocols in mind. Like all the water points, the runners will go and pick the water themselves. They don't have to get into contact with anybody giving them anything. So there are so many other things, you know, that are on ground to prevent people from contracting any disease, not just COVID-19.
Okay, that's good to hear. Let me throw in one more, and we'll keep you on. We'll go into some other discussions. Then we'll still come back to the marathon and maybe athletics in Nigeria. But let me throw this in quickly. I read some of the write-ups that you've written recently, and there are one or two Nigerians that are doing well and leading lights in this kind of races. And do you think we need to start investing in those guys if we want to match up with the East Africans?
Of course. You know, when you look at the history of some of our athletes, I can mention a few names like Naomi, you know, I can't remember the surname now. One of the ladies who was doing long distance, but now she's gotten married. That lady started running at just 13. You know, if we were a serious country, we would have invested in that young lady, and indeed so many of them too. By now, we'll be having like 3 of them, you know, doing world standard performances, but we don't seem to be putting an eye on the long distance races, and not just the long distance races, even the sprints, where we have a stronghold before. You can see that the Kenyans are coming in. The South African, it was the South African, Kenya is now holding the 100-meter record. So we are just sitting down here, not investing in the sports, you know, just hoping that 1 or 2 athletes will spring up, and then we'll start celebrating them. It's not like that.
All right, I agree with you. Unfortunately, we'll have to leave it there for today. Ben, it was nice having you with us today. Doing this was fun. Hopefully, we'll do this some other time.
It was a pleasure.
All right. Let us